What's up, everyone? Welcome to a podcast where we showcase music that we like and hope you find something new to listen to. This is Tune Tank. Alright, welcome to another episode of Tune Tank. I am your host, Terrence, and today we're going to be showcasing some of our favorite pop-punk songs. And I have another friend. What's your name?
My name's Giorgio.
His name is Giorgio. Is that American?
No, it's Italian.
You said techno.
Techno.
It's Italian. Okay,
yeah,
nice.
It's an Italian name. I am not Italian,
You're not Italian.
which you will learn
Later
on.
after the first song.
No spoilers.
Right. All right, so you are in a band. Are you cool if we showcase some of your music?
I would love that.
Okay. What's the name of the band?
The name of the band is The Interstate Life.
Okay.
Yeah, I named it after kind of the way I grew up as an Army brat. Being tossed back and forth. We moved around a lot, and we were always on the interstate. Every year we'd go drive to Philly from wherever we were living for Christmas and or Thanksgiving. So I spent a lot of time on the interstate.
Gotcha. I had a feeling it was more of like you wanted to tour, like as you were you started a band and you wanted to maybe tour with that band or something like that.
That is also true. Yeah.
Okay, so what song do you want us to show?
This is going to be a song called Blackberries.
Blackberries.
Yeah.
Sounds very southern.
Kind of. It's not very southern, actually.
It's not? Okay.
No, it's a punk rock song.
Okay.
I wrote it because I was a little mad at my friends calling me white. And I know, dear listener, you can't see me right now, but I am not white.
Not white. You're Italian.
No, I'm actually not Italian.
Okay.
So fun facts about me. First name's Italian, last name's Portuguese. And I am 0% of either of those things.
Oh, nice.
I'm a black man.
Oh.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, because you can't see me.
Oh, I didn't go. No, I didn't go that far.
But it's fine. How could you know just from someone's voice what race they are unless they have a really thick accent of some sort? And then you could guess and you still might be wrong.
True.
Because I'm just going off on a tangent here, but I saw this short little documentary about these ethnically Asian people that have been in the United States from when it was being settled, first gen off the boat before even most Europeans have been here, and they live in Mississippi Delta, and they kind of because of racism they had to keep to their community, so they still to this day are pretty purely ethnically Chinese, but since they've been in America for almost 200 years, they've got these thick Mississippi accents. So you're looking at them and you see this old Chinese lady who just sounds like grandma sitting on the front porch. And it's crazy. So if you talk to her on the phone, you would never guess she was Chinese. I mean, she's more American than any of us, but
right.
Ethnically she's Chinese.
Huh.
But you couldn't tell from just hearing her voice.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and get into your first song. It's going to be your band.
Yep.
And it's going to be The Interstate Life with Blackberries. But remember, you will only hear 30 seconds of each song if you have the free version of Spotify. But if you have Spotify Premium, you'll be able to hear the full length of each song. So it's a good reason to upgrade to Spotify Premium. Let's go. And that was The Interstate Life with their song Blackberries. So Giorgio,
Yeah.
you're not a white man.
I'm not a white man at all.
Tell me about that.
Tell you about me not being a white man?
Yes. I mean, you absolutely mention it in the song, so people are probably like, wait, what?
That's true. I mean, I go into a little bit of my family history there.
Yeah.
So I don't actually even know what country my family is from. Just somewhere in Africa. All that info was lost to time. But yeah, so my family tree only goes back to the slave ship that brought my family over, which was called the Fareira, which is where we got our last name from.
Nice. I mean, well, it's bittersweet.
I mean, yeah,
I love the last name, but the scenario is kind of like, oh God.
Yeah, I mean that's the story of most African Americans.
Yeah.
That's as far back as our family trees can go, because they weren't exactly treating our great grandparents as humans.
Right. Oh, so you're black.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah, I'm a black. So yeah, I think we established that I'm not white, but I didn't say that I was black.
Right. So hence the name of the song, Blackberries.
Blackberry. Yeah. Well, actually, so if you listen to the people that I reference, the black people I reference, there's Chuck Berry,
right,
Richard Berry, and Halle Berry.
All black men.
Except Halle Berry is not a man
anymore.
But they're all black, and they're not related, but they have the same last name. And that wasn't, like I say in my little monologue at the end, I didn't do that on purpose. I didn't notice that until the end of the song. I was like, oh, crap. These people all have the same last name. And then I looked, I was like, are they related?
Did you find a glitch in the Matrix? Is that what happened?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, actually, my sister came up with the name. I showed her the song because I was really proud of it. And she was like, you know what you have to call it, right? And I was like, no, I have no idea. I'm terrible at naming things. She's like, it's got to be Blackberries.
Oh.
I was like, that's genius.
Yeah, of course.
It took me a second when she first said it. I was like, what are you talking? Because she spelled it out like the word Blackberries. And I was like, what?
Huh.
But yeah.
I like it.
Brilliant. Shout out to Senorita Awesome. That's my sister.
Oh, okay.
In case you were wondering. That's my sister. She's amazing.
Sound like you're just shouting out some random like Spanish chick.
Yeah, she's not Spanish. She's also black. I don't know.
Okay.
Fun fact about her, my biological sister from both parents is also black, just like me.
Wow. What are we talking about? As he spits out his water.
Spit take. Here we go.
Okay, so I want your last song to be the last song of the podcast or the radio show, as I'm going to start calling it.
Yeah.
So I think that would put me going first. So like me, you, me. Yeah, that'd be my first song. So I think my first song, I'm going to choose a Reliant K song.
Yes.
And I chose My Girl's Ex-Boyfriend. Such a good song.
Love it.
Love this band. So let's get into this. This is Reliant K with My Girl's Ex-Boyfriend. Welcome back. That was Reliant K with their song My Girl's Ex-Boyfriend. That was probably the second or third song I'd ever heard from them. Their first one was Be My Escape.
Yep. Classic.
And then after that was I So Hate Consequences because I saw the video.
Yeah.
Wait, is that... They have a video for that. Yeah. And then I heard this song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole album is one of the most legendary pop punk albums of all time.
And we were talking while the song was playing is the way they swap from like super fast to really slow.
Yeah.
It's super good.
And they do that all throughout the album. If you haven't heard the album by Reliant K, you are wasting your life.
And we didn't censor anything there. The album was literally called like MMHMM. Yep. Yep. All right. So Reliant K, they are actually a Christian band.
Yeah.
Yeah. No?
Well, I just take issue with that term, Christian band. Like, they're people, and they're in a band, and they're making music. Like,
right.
It's one thing if you're making, like, worship music, like Christian worship music, but they're just making rock music. So what does it matter?
Like, I guess you could see some of the themes in some of their songs, but they definitely aren't writing, like, worship music.
Yeah. No, they're just writing
They're
songs.
just having fun.
And, like, that's the thing. It's like, do you have to label because you have a certain... Are there Democratic bands and Republican? Like, no. Like, just because they write songs about what they believe in every now and then, you're going to... I think it's annoying to classify the whole band based on that one thing that they write about sometimes. Yeah. Like, I don't know. That's just me.
I mean, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were played on this this satellite station. I forget what it was called. It was like Angel something, like way back in the day, like when I saw their videos, and it was like a Christian rock station, and that's how I came to classify them that way. So
yeah, it makes sense. It happens.
Yeah,
and some bands classify themselves that way, and that's cool.
Yeah,
but I don't know. For me, it like I don't know. It seems weird to put your band into that tiny little hole,
and it's going to limit you too.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to like promote yourself, it's going to limit you to how far you can get.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that don't like Christians.
True.
So they don't want to hear that.
Right.
But they might love your music, and like 85% of your songs don't have anything to do with Jesus. They'd probably love them,
Right.
but since everybody calls you a Christian band, they're not even going to listen to you. Like,
Right. Yeah.
it's just not. It's not cool.
All right, we're talking about racism and religion on this episode, I suppose.
Yeah, politics coming up next.
Oh God, no, please! You're gonna get me canceled. Cancel culture is gonna come after me.
There we go. We got it. We hit the trifecta, people.
All right, so let's move on to this next song. That's your pick. So what'd you choose?
Yes, I picked a song called "Explode into Pieces" by a pretty new band called Sundressed.
Sundressed.
They're amazing. I love that you kind of picked an old school classic jam.
Yeah.
And I'm going to kick it in with a song that I think came out like a few months ago. And it's great. So, yeah, they're a fairly new band, really unique sound. And I'm gonna let it speak for itself.
Does that mean that pop punk is timeless?
Pop punk is timeless. And I know there was a lull, like people who lived through the tens, like me, who were into pop punk the whole time. It was a really rough time for us, man. Around 2008, pop punk just kind of fizzled out, and like nobody wanted to make good pop punk anymore. All the pop punk bands were making these other kinds of music, and then the really good pop punk bands were having a hard time making money, so they were struggling. It was just bad. There weren't a lot of new bands able to pop up because of the way the industry was at the time. But now, with like streaming and like recording high quality stuff being a lot cheaper, there's a lot just more music in general,
right?
And so we're able to hear the amazing new pop punk bands, and because Travis Barker is just killing it everywhere.
Everywhere, literally.
Yeah, pop punk is coming back out into the mainstream, which is beautiful. And yeah, this is one of the more recent pop punk bands, and yeah, they're really amazing. We can talk about them after the song. I just really want to hear the song. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. This is Sundressed with their song "Explode into Pieces." Was that the end?
Yep. That's how the song ends.
Okay.
It moves right along.
I was expecting it to like come back in, maybe a final chorus.
Nope. See, that's the thing about Sundressed and a lot of these newer bands. They're just so full of surprises. Like, you don't know what's coming next. I remember we were listening to it just now, and when the first chorus hit, you were like, oh.
Yeah, it was not what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't like jamming. It was just like
yeah, it was like a funky thing.
Yeah.
And I love the dueling guitars, you know. Got like, you can't play that chorus with one guitar.
Right.
It will just sound flat.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, that was Sundressed with their song "Explode into Pieces."
Yeah.
Yeah, the super quick ending threw me off.
Yeah. Such a great song.
Very
Such
good.
a great band. They're just consistently good.
Good dynamics. I like where it's like fast and then it's like slow and then fast and slow and yeah. And then it just died.
Yep. It just stopped. There's like a weird noise and you're like, what just happened?
Yeah. Like he was trying to find his like guitar input, or maybe he had like too much gain.
Well, I think what happened was he exploded into pieces. Yeah.
Nice.
That'd be my guess.
See what you did there. Or what he did there.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get on to this next song. This band, I have only ever found this one song from them. And I don't know of anyone else that has heard of them, except for, I think I showed you this song once, and then our friend Jessie, I showed it to her, and she really loved it. But let's go ahead and check this out. This is a band called Rival Town with their song Hide. All right. That was Rival Town with their song Hide. What do you think about that song, Giorgio?
Dude, that was amazing for a lot of reasons. I don't remember. You may have shown me that song, but I don't remember hearing it.
It's been probably 2 years or so.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, what I love about it is it seemed to take, like, over the years, over the decades, there have been a lot of different elements added into pop punk that, like, became a part of the genre. And that song, like, took so many of them and smashed them into one song in, like, a really cool way. You know, you've got, like, that little breakdown they had in the middle of the song. You have, like, the chilling out to the piano stuff like we did in that Reliant K song earlier. You've got just, like, the straight-up punk rock beat in the beginning, like, and, like, just the way they played with dynamics and just, it was brilliant, man. It was so well crafted.
They have a few other songs, but they don't touch this one, which is so sad.
Well,
Because they're so talented.
If that's the bar's set real high.
The bar is, yeah, I can't reach it.
That song is incredible.
Yeah, that was really good. Okay, so what you got for us next?
Yeah, so I've got another classic. You know, we've been playing some new jams.
Well, that's me anyway.
Well, we both did. We both played a new jam.
Oh, yeah, you played the Sundress one. That's right.
So, yeah. So, I got a classic one here from a band called Motion City Soundtrack.
Okay.
And this is from their debut album, actually. This is from their first album. And what song? Remind me what song I picked again? Perfect Teeth.
Perfect Teeth. Yes, that's right. Perfect Teeth. Perfect Teeth.
I picked Perfect Teeth. I love this one. I didn't want to pick, like, one of the hits, just because the Motion City is one of those bands that really was kind of out there even for the pop punk scene. Like, one, you know, Justin Pierre's vocals are really unique.
Very, yes.
Yeah. And like, this was some of the more wordy, like at the time these were coming out, song titles were a paragraph long.
Right.
And they kind of were on this thing where just like throwing a million words into each song, telling this grand story and painting these beautiful pictures of boredom and life being difficult. And this is just a great, but it's also like a good dancey tune. This is a good, like, fun, rocking out, dancing pop punk tune that has a lot of classic pop punk vibes to it. But I think this album came out in 2003. So, like,
okay.
Yeah, it was definitely ahead of its time. And I think you can hear that.
Cool. I'll tell you a fun story about them after we play the song.
Let's hear it.
All right. So this is Motion City Soundtrack with their song Perfect Teeth. All right. That was Motion City Soundtrack with their song Perfect Teeth. That was a really fun song.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're really good.
It's a dancey good time.
So I actually found these guys on a video game with their song Everything Is All Right.
Nice.
It was MLB 06.
Nice.
So it was a baseball game. Fitting. Yeah. And there was a lot of music just like this on there. And that's not exactly how I discovered pop punk, but it helped.
Yeah, that was a great time for pop punk. Like the mid 2000s was like all the sports video games and all the like racing video games all had a pop punk soundtrack.
Yep.
And and everybody was putting out pop punk music. And it was just a great time for me as a teenager who was already like, I was just kind of getting into rock music. I think Weezer was the first rock band I got into.
Yeah.
And then like Relient K and Fall Out Boy and like once I found emo and my little angsty teenage boy heart, the Get Up Kids are my favorite band of all time. But so if I ever do an emo episode with you, I'm just only going to pick Get Up Kid songs.
Only. I do have a segment called Current Obsession.
Oh, yeah?
I could throw you in on one of those.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, they've been my current obsession since I was 14. So.
Current for the last 20 years.
Yeah, just about.
Not quite 20, but yeah.
Well, I'm turning 33 in a week and a half.
Yeah.
So almost 20. I'm old.
We're old.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're both the same age. I forget about that.
Yep. So I would actually I had the original Xbox, and I would just put that game in and just stay on the main menu and let the songs play. I would hardly ever play the game unless Dad wanted to play like Home Run Derby or something.
That's how good pop punk is. It's like, is there even a game? Who cares about the game? Just put the soundtrack on. Like the game I played a lot because of the soundtrack was Burnout Revenge.
Okay. Yep.
Which that game is amazing. Yep. But I also just like they had the Academy Is on there. I think they had an Against Me song on there. It was just like, it was the most rocking soundtrack of all time. I would just be screwing up my racing because I'm rocking out to the song.
Right.
And like all the Tony Hawk games.
Yep.
Great music. Oh, man.
Yep. Well, funny you said Tony Hawk because I used to think that pop punk was just called skater music.
Yeah.
But,
fair.
Until I actually found out what it was called. I went from calling it skater to actual, like, just punk. And I was like, wait, no, there's a difference between punk and pop punk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so is it me next? Yes, it's going to be me next. I chose Yellow Card, one of the very first pop punk bands I ever heard. And I chose one of their... It's off the album of It's got Ocean Avenue on it. Well, I think the album's called Ocean Avenue. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But I didn't choose Ocean Avenue. I chose 23.
Okay.
It's super fast the whole time, pretty much.
That's a skater song, right?
Yeah. I love that Yellow Card does violin with... It's like kind of like ska, but without the trumpets.
Yeah. And nobody's ever really done that besides them.
No.
And I don't think they can at this point. 'Cause
Nope.
Yellow Card nailed it.
Yep.
And
sure
that
did.
dude, fun fact, that's cool that they were one of your first pop punk bands. They were the first concert I ever went to was a Yellow Card show.
Oh, I'm jealous.
It was Yellow Card, Something Corporate, and Less Than Jake.
Less Than Jake.
Amazing.
I've got a ska episode coming up, and Less Than Jake's gonna for sure be on it.
Nice. Yeah, and that dude on violin freaking rocks out.
I bet.
And I think on one of the later albums they had before they disbanded, he did a guitar solo, and apparently the dude's stupid at guitar too.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can just...
Which makes sense.
Yeah, you can play strings.
So, the stuff he's playing on the violin is insane.
Yep.
And then you just give him a guitar, and he's like, okay, I could shred this. Why not?
What if you started shredding with the bow on the guitar?
That'd be nuts.
All right, let's get into this. This is Yellow Card with their song 23. Oh, pop punk.
So good.
Yes. So good.
Yeah.
All right. That was Yellow Card with their song 23. How can something be heavy but not be heavy?
I don't know, man.
Because that song is... It has the same feel as I'm listening to a metal song.
Yeah.
But it's not.
It's
pop
hard.
punk.
It's fast. It's like in the 90s, they started this thing with punk. They were like, it's just got to be hard. It's got to be fast. It's got to be loud. And that song, for every single moment of that song, it's hard, it's fast, and it's loud. But the vocals aren't super loud.
Right.
And like... It also, like, that's the thing about pop punk. That's what differentiates it from punk, I guess. Because, like, if you had, like, a more angry, growly vocalist there, that would just straight up be a punk song. And you got to take out the violin, too, because it's not loud enough.
It's too pretty.
Yeah.
It's not loud enough. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not hard enough, fast enough. Well, it was fast enough.
Yeah.
But it wasn't hard enough or loud enough.
I want to know how the drummer just keeps going like that.
Dude.
Like, how?
That dude is nuts.
Even through the verses, he's just...
Yeah. And even like the chill like bridge, he's still going crazy. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, everybody else is kind of chilling.
I wonder, like, when they were writing the song, if he like originally started doing something like, well, just something kind of chill, and they were like, "No, just keep going."
Yeah.
He's like, "All right, bet, watch."
I've never met the guy. I've seen him play live, but I get the sense he's kind of like one of those people that just has so much energy when he's doing what he loves, when he's playing drums. They probably just couldn't stop. Like, everybody else chilled out, and they were just like, "Oh, okay, he's just gonna keep doing that." But that sounds dope.
Oh man, that song is so good. That whole album is good. That's another. Well, I mean, I guess there are a few songs on there that are like, like, what is it called, My Apartment or something like that. I'm not too crazy.
Away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Empty Apartment.
Yeah, Empty Apartment. That one's okay.
Super emo.
Yeah. Okay, so the next song that is gonna be you. Ooh, okay, here we go. Yeah, this is a good one. What you got?
We got a new jam from a new band with some new sounds, and I can't rhyme anything there. I was trying to go for a thing and just it fizzled out. Anyways, Origami Angel, band I just found out about like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Freaking amazing. They have this like first of all, their technical ability for everybody in the band is off the charts, and their creativity is off the charts. They blend so many different genres, and you'll hear it in this song. There's like some post-hardcore, there's some pop punk, there's some jazz. There's like it's crazy the stuff that they're able to pull off in a single song,
right? And make it flow
and make it and it's really creative and amazing. So this song, I forget which one I picked again.
You picked Neutrogena Spectre, which is like a pun for Regina Spektor.
Yeah. Regina Spektor is an amazing artist in her own right. And that's another thing I love about this band is, and a lot of the newer pop punk and emo bands is like they're titling these songs just amazing in hilarious ways. Yeah. So like, something I noticed about Origami Angel as I was checking out their discographies, they're huge Pokemon nerds like I am.
Okay.
They straight up have an EP called Gen 3, and the songs are Ruby, Sapphire, XD Gale of Darkness, and I forget what the last one is, but it's another Pokemon game. And then even on this album, their second album, Gami Gang, they have a song called Mach Bike, which is, throwback to the bike that you get in the old school Pokemon game. But yeah, they're huge nerds, and I love it. Because you have to be a nerd to be as good at anything as they are at making music.
Yeah.
And this song shows how amazing they are at making music.
All right. Let's get into this. This is Origami Angel with Neutrogena. I can't even say it. It's so hard. With their song Neutrogena Spectre. There we go. I got it. Let's go. Welcome back. That was Origami Angel with their song Neutrogena Spectre. Hey, I got it.
You got it.
Try.
Nailed
nice.
it.
That change up.
Yep.
I did not expect that.
No.
It went from pop punk to like hardcore or something like Hatebreed or something.
Yeah, I love it.
What the crap?
It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah,
I love it, and I love the message of the song too. It's just about like accepting yourself for who you are, and just accepting that sometimes we struggle. We kind of wish we looked like somebody else or we had somebody else's life, but you know what? Screw that. I'm dope.
Right.
And I'm awesome. I got all these cool friends that can do gang vocals with me in the middle of the song.
That's me.
Yeah, I love it. So good.
Nice. Okay, moving right along. The next song is Me. This is they're kind of an older band, but this is one of their less known songs. The song is called Up and Go by the band The Starting Line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their best known song is probably, was it called Best in Me?
Best of Me.
Best of Me. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's a good song though too.
Yeah.
But I like this one a little better.
Yeah, Best of Me is one of those songs where like if you're at the pop punk show now and they play it like before the band comes up as like the background song, everybody's gonna start singing it.
Tell me what you thought about when you were gone in.
Yeah, I love it. It's like if you play Mr. Brightside at like any other show, like everybody. I was at a Walk the Moon show a couple years ago, and they played Mr. Brightside after Walk the Moon went off, before Walk the Moon came on, like after the opening band finished, and there was more singing during that song playing through the radio than like any other point of the night.
Right.
Like the whole crowd was singing it.
Right.
It was amazing.
Huh.
And
nice.
Best of Me is kind of like that, but Up and Go is not, even though it should be. The song freaking rips. I've seen the Starting Line live. Well, I went to 3 Warped Tours and I saw them at all 3, and I don't know if I saw them outside of Warped Tour, but I did watch. They had like a live stream. They had a series of live stream shows earlier this year that I watched.
Okay.
Where they played pretty much every song they've ever recorded.
Nice.
It was amazing. They still got it. Hopefully they'll make some new stuff soon.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
All right. So this is The Starting Line with their song Up and Go. That was The Starting Line with their song Up and Go. That throws me back to when Fuse TV was a thing.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about Fuse.
Or I guess before Fuse it would have been Much Music.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I forgot about them. Holy crap. That's a throwback for sure.
That's when video stations were good.
Yes. Well, I actually remember, now that you mention it, how I was introduced to The Starting Line. It was from Best of Me, but it was like on, I want to say it was either like Nickelodeon or some other channel with like little preteen shows, or Disney or something, where they would randomly play this. They would play the music video to Best of Me as a commercial. Like during the commercial break, they would just play the music video for Best of Me.
Interesting.
And I freaking loved it. Every time, it happened a lot because, TV, they show the same things over and over again. So every time that happened, I was just like,
jamming,
let's go. Love this song.
Hannah Montana and then Starting Line.
Yeah, right. It's so good. But also, listening to that song, I noticed there's a thing that I do in my music that I totally got from them. It might not be solely from them, but it's definitely from them because I listened to them a lot when I first started writing music. But like how they have throughout the song, but mostly especially during the chorus, those really cool melodic lead lines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like, you're not shredding. It's just like filling out the sound.
Yeah, these sweet little like simple little things that follow along the chord progression of the rhythm guitar. Like I freaking love that. So if you listen to more of the Interstate Life and you like how that sounds, that happens a good bit.
Oh, by the way, you guys are on Spotify, or are you on anywhere else?
We're on Spotify. We're on Amazon. We're on Rhapsody. We're on Apple Music. We're everywhere.
Okay, cool.
Just check it out. The Interstate Life. YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got like lyric videos out there?
Yeah, I got some lyric videos for our latest EP up there,
Nice.
which includes Blackberries,
Cool.
the song you heard earlier. So
All
check
right.
it out.
Okay, so all right, let's get to this last song. We're wrapping up the episode here. What you got for us?
Well, I feel like you can't talk about pop punk and not mention Blink-182.
Of course.
Like they are the.
Oh, what do you mean? I thought it was Green Day, bro.
Don't even give me that crap. Yes, they were there. Yes, they made significant contributions, but if Green Day is the moon, then Blink-182 is the sun. Like,
Yeah. Because Blink-182 is hot.
they're so hot. And Green Day is just cold.
Just watch
and
the video
lonely.
for Watch My Age Again, and then you'll...
Yeah, so hot. Just flopping around.
Oh, God.
So I picked a Blink song. They've got so many like just classic songs, and the drummer Travis Barker. I talked about him earlier.
Yeah.
I can't express my appreciation for that man enough.
Isn't he like collabing with some kind of like rap singers or something?
Yeah. So he collabed with Machine Gun Kelly, put out an album last year.
Huh.
That's stupid good. Think whatever you will of Machine Gun Kelly, but that album is amazing. And he just also did another mixtape with another rapper. I think he's a rapper, Kenny Hoopla. I'd never heard of him before.
Yeah, I haven't either.
But this is a pop punk record, and it's amazing.
Huh.
Definitely check it out. I forget what it's called. It's some kind of mixtape. But Kenny Hoopla, Travis Barker, look it up. But yeah, he's been playing with Goldfinger. He's been playing
nice.
with like all these, just everybody. He's been playing with everybody, which he's done for a while. But like before, he would collab with hip hop artists and do hip hop music, which is cool. And you do hip hop drums. But now he's collaborating with everybody and still making pop punk
Nice.
with these artists. And it's
Bringing it back to the mainstream.
yeah, he's bringing it back
Yeah.
to the mainstream. So, dude, Travis, I don't know how you're still doing it, how you're still so awesome. But
How old is he? He's got to be like 40-something, right?
he might even have hit the 5-0 at this
Woo.
point. I don't know, like, because yeah, they were putting out records in the mid 90s. So that
And they
was
were 20-something then, right?
I would guess they were at least close to 20,
Yeah.
which would put them pretty close to 50 now. They're old dudes, but they
Yeah.
still freaking rock. And I'm glad they're still making music. That was part of the problem with the 2010s is they were gone. Like
Right.
Blink-182 had broken up, and so like the granddaddies of pop punk were gone for a little while, and there was really nobody like leading the charge. And
Well,
so
what about Angels and Airwaves, man?
what about Angels and Airwaves?
They're not pop punk by any means, but that was
No.
like a
That
branch
was
off.
That's what I mean. Like all the pop punk bands stopped making pop
Right.
punk music, and so it was like there was no pop punk, and like it was good music.
Right.
It just wasn't pop punk, and so there wasn't anybody like holding the reins for pop punk at the time. Or there were a few. Like Newfound Glory never stopped making pop
Yeah,
punk,
no.
and they never stopped making good albums. But I don't know. They just didn't have the.
Do you remember Boxcar Racer?
Dude, I was so mad. They're kind of like the Postal Service, where it's like, how did you only put out one album?
Right. Yeah.
And it's so good. That Boxcar Racer record is so good.
Yep.
I was really excited when it came out. I was like, yeah, more stuff. And then never again.
Never again. What song did you choose?
I chose Roller Coaster.
Roller Coaster.
It's fun.
So it's Roller Coaster of Love.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. No, it's one of those songs that's like really fun to sing and dance to. I imagine I've never seen Blink-182 live. I can't afford to at this point. 'Cause
Right.
they're so expensive. But I imagine this is one of the songs that like people just get super into because it's so singable and danceable. It's just a really fun time. Everybody's kind of like at their best in this song.
Nice.
Mark Hoppus with his super catchy lyrics, and Travis with his stupid, crazy drumming, and Tom in this instance, he's no longer in the band, but at this point he was, and he's got his like trademark, really dope little guitar stuff he's doing. Those cool lead lines that
Mhm.
also like I love. That's
Yep.
part of Blink-182 definitely influenced me in that way too. So thanks, Tom. And yeah, it's just a great classic pop punk jam.
Okay. Well, let's get into it. This is Blink-182 with Roller Coaster. All right. That was Blink-182 with their song Roller Coaster.
That's right.
Yeah. See, I
Nailed
forget
it.
too sometimes.
Nice.
All right. So that was actually a really fun song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize until it was playing that it's the perfect last song. It ends with like, good night.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep.
That's
What if they're watching or listening during the day, though?
Well, they're going to have a good night that day.
And you'll have a good day that night.
Yeah. The daytime of the night.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
I have an answer for you.
There are so many different genres of music that you and I both enjoy. Why did you want to pick pop punk?
Man, pop punk is very near and dear to my heart. During those formative years, like 12 to 18, that was the music that I've resonated with the most.
Yep.
And like even to this day, like it got me wanting to be a musician. I started a band. Well, I was dragged into a band with my friends. I didn't want to be in a band, but my friends really wanted to start a band and they really wanted me to be in it. And we wrote a lot of pop punk songs. Like the first songs I wrote, they were kind of indie, but I wanted to write pop punk, and so eventually I did, and then kind of fell off of pop punk for a while, writing wise, because I was by myself, and now that I've got a band again, I'm back to writing pop punk. Like it's like that's genre wise, that's where the gravity of music always leads me.
Right.
To pop punk. If I'm ever,
it's just really fun.
Yeah, like no matter what mood I'm in, I'm always in the mood for pop punk.
Yeah.
And I love that, like, I think the thing I like about it most is I'm an open book, but I can be kind of complicated and hard to understand for some
Right.
people, because like I'm depressed a lot of the time, but I don't seem like it. And pop punk is also depressing a lot of the time, but it doesn't sound like it.
Right.
So like,
Right. Wait, so are you pop punk?
I am pop punk.
Oh,
I love my friends. I really got to get out of this town. Like, I love pizza and skateboarding. No, I love skateboarding. I just don't do it because I suck at it.
Yeah, same.
But I love watching skate videos.
Plus, a big guy like me would look a little weird on a skateboard.
Dude, it doesn't matter. You can friggin' rock that. But yeah, dude, I don't know. Just I love the genre. I love the sound. I love the ways it can mess with dynamics and like the things it can make you feel. And I love that it's one of those genres where, like, there's not a lot of genres where it won't throw people off if the tone of the lyrics doesn't match the tone of the music.
Right.
That's almost expected with pop punk.
Right.
That like the louder and happier the song sounds, you're almost expecting it to be even more depressing.
Yeah. Right.
And I love that because it's a way to, like, I guess when I was going to shows and stuff growing up, I would like mosh and dance my emotions out.
Yeah.
Because I'm if you're familiar with the Enneagram, I'm a 9.
Okay.
And we typically have a hard time knowing what's even happening in ourselves, let alone expressing it.
Okay.
And so having an outlet like that where it was like, this makes sense to me, like this is what I feel like, and then just being able to just express it with all these other people who are also doing the same thing,
Right.
it made me feel a lot less crazy.
I've been listening to, do you know who Rhett and Link are?
I love it.
They have
Yeah.
Good Mythical Morning on
Yup.
YouTube. Their podcast, Ear Biscuits. They are recently talking about the Enneagram, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but they were calling out the different numbers. They went 1 through 9,
Yeah.
and I felt more of a 4. I don't know exactly
That sounds like
what it is, but I felt like I was a 4. I was like, oh, that's like dead on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're super creative. 4s are like super creative and like they can be emotionally intense and
Yeah.
just want to be special snowflakes.
Yeah.
So that's Terrence.
Wait, is that because I'm white?
No. That's just a regular snowflake.
Oh, I'm a Terrence Snowflake.
That's right. You're your own special thing, Terrence.
Okay, and before we go, I want to remind you guys that I'm actually trying to do a listener's request episode where you guys call in, leave a voicemail with your name and your song request. And I have the ability to download that voicemail and play it here on the podcast. So you guys will kind of be here on the podcast or radio show if you want to call it a radio show, because I feel like that's what we are. But if you want to leave a request, the number is area code 205-578-8975. I've got 4 songs. I need 6 more. So I need 6 more callers. That episode is going to be about 10 songs long, so it'll be about an hour, and it's going to be strictly made by you guys. I'm not picking any music. It's made by callers only. It could be death metal, country, jazz, whatever you want it to be. So it's going to be a really random episode. But you know what? I think it sounds fun. All right, Giorgio, any last things you want to say? You got anything you could promote? Can you say anything about the Interstate Live?
Yeah, we're working on new music, as I was going to say.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a while probably before the album is done. It was originally only going to be 6 songs, but then I got blasted with inspiration, and now it's going to be probably around 14.
Nice. Did COVID affect you guys at all?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I started recording what was going to be an EP back in January of last year, and then my friend whose studio I've been recording at, he had a baby like a couple weeks before COVID hit. And so I'd already like not been there because
Right.
I didn't, I wanted to let him get his baby used to being at the house.
Right.
And I was tracking drums and stuff, so didn't want to be super loud. And then definitely didn't feel comfortable going over to a house with an infant during a pandemic.
Yeah, right.
So,
For real.
put things off for a long time. Now I'm finally getting back to work, but also like when I started going back to the studio, that's when I got hit with like, oh man, there's so many more songs.
Right.
And so the name of the album is kind of what inspired me to put more songs. I'm really excited about it.
Okay.
Name of the album is called I Love Me, I Love Me Not. And
Interesting.
yeah, I think it's some of my best work. It's just about a lot of my insecurities, just being real raw, just putting it out there and just laying it all out there.
So is it going to be more... Is it going to stay on the pop punk side, or is it going to fall under something different?
It's going to be all over the place.
Okay.
So that's the cool thing. Like that vibe, that insecurity vibe can be really sad. It can be really intense. And so there's definitely a lot of pop punk
Yeah.
in there, but there's also some pop and there's some like indie. There's some stuff I don't even know how to categorize. It's going to be a wild ride into my brain.
Nice.
And I'm going to try to have at least one single out this year. So at least one song fully done and released on my YouTube, on Spotify. So keep an eye out for the Interstate Life. We got new music boiling up right now. It's getting hot. It's not ready to come out the pot yet, but it's boiling up.
Right. You're still standing there watching the pop start to boil.
That's right.
Right.
And that's why it's going so slow, because you're not supposed to watch it.
Right. All right, guys. I think we're going to wrap this up. Thanks for coming in, Giorgio. It's been fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we've been friends, so we got a lot of music in common. We could probably go a lot longer than an hour and a half.
Yep.
Yeah. Especially with pop punk. But let's get out of here. Hopefully you guys had some fun, and I will catch you in Wednesday's episode. Later.